An Italian fairy tale that starts like Rapunzel, continues with a child getting cut in half, and ends with someone making a princess magically pregnant with their child. It's called The Cloven Youth. A woman is pregnant and she's craving parsley, and she lives next door to a famous witch, and the witch has tons of parsley. But the parsley is not off bounds. In fact, she always keeps her door open because anyone who wants can come and get it because she has so much. The problem arises because this woman goes in and eats half the garden. When the witch comes back and finds half her garden stripped, she says, "Oh, someone intended to eat me out of parsley." Sorry, I couldn't help it. So she keeps watch the next day, and when the woman comes back to eat the other half of the parsley, she's like, "Aha, I caught you." The woman's like, "Just forgive me, I'm pregnant." And she's like, "All right, I'll let you go, but when your child turns 7, you have to give me half of it." So that's what happens. When he turns 7, the mom sends him to the witch. She lays the child on a table, cuts him in half, and she says to one half, "Go home," and to the other half, "Stay here with me." So the half that goes home to the mom is going to become our protagonist, the Cloven Youth. We never find out what happened to the other half. I don't know if he's even animated or alive, but our other half dude, he's fine. He's just only half there. And yeah, it does specify it's half this way, like from the head down, like... This is a Venetian story, and this is a Venetian youth from the time, so just like picture him half gone. He grows up, becomes a fisherman, and one day he catches this magic eel that says, "If you let me go, I'll grant you wishes and you can get anything you want." So he does, and the eel helps him to catch like a whole boatload of eels. Yummy. Well, the princess of the town looks outside and sees half a dude with a cart full of eels, and she laughs because she thinks it's funny. Well, the dude gets offended and he says, "You laugh, do you? For the sake of my little eel, you will have a son by me." So the girl magically becomes pregnant with a child. Her parents are like, "Girl, what's up?" And she's like, "I didn't do anything. I don't know how I'm pregnant. No one touched me." She gives birth to a beautiful son, and the parents send out for a sorcerer to come in and figure out who the dad is. He says, "Wait till the son is a year old, then invite everyone to the palace. Then take the 1-year-old and carry him past all of the men holding a gold apple and a silver apple. Tell him to give the silver apple to his grandfather and the gold apple to his father, and the child's just gonna know." The child does give the silver apple to his grandfather, the king, and then he ends up giving the gold apple to our Cloven Youth, and everyone's horrified that the girl fell in love with this half a dude. And we're not really sure if he had half of his reproductive organs. I mean, he got her magically pregnant, but everyone just accepts it. So the king and queen forced them to get married immediately to legitimize everything, but then they put them in a barrel and put them out to sea to die, because of the shame. While they're out on the ocean, the girl's weeping, and our Cloven dude says, "Hey, you want me to wish us to shore?" And she's like, "Yes," so he does with the eel. And then he's like, "What else do you want?" She's like, "I'd kind of like it if you were a whole person." And he's like, "Okay," magics himself into a whole person. And then he's like, "You want a castle and some servants?" And she's like, "Yes, I would." They live happily and then eventually invite all the other kings and queens in the region to come have dinner. And of course, her parents are there. They don't recognize the Cloven Youth because he's a whole person. In very Joseph and his brothers / Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, he frames them to make it look like they stole a golden apple and silver apple from him. And then when they protest their innocence and they're like, "We didn't do it," he's like, "Oh, you didn't do it despite all the evidence being against you?" And they're like, "Yes." And he goes, "Well, your daughter was also innocent. She never had sex with me. I did it by magic, and you shouldn't have thrown us into the sea." They see the error of their ways, they're reunited with their daughter and their grandchild, and everyone lives happily ever after. Though I don't know if I want our protagonist to live happily ever after. I mean, he didn't touch the princess, but he absolutely assaulted her. He put a child inside her. He is a bad person. Although it seems like she forgives him for everything he does for her afterwards, and I guess that's her choice. Who am I to judge? There are definitely worse men in fairy tales. Though we are still left wondering if his mother ever did get enough parsley to eat, and what happened to his other half. What do you think?